I recently had the pleasure of rewatching the 2008 film Kung Fu Panda, starring Jack Black, Dustin Hoffman, Lucy Liu, Seth Rogen, Jackie Chan, and of course, James Hong as Mr. Ping. While the storytelling, animation, and sound design remain pretty much flawless almost 18 years later, there was something I noticed upon this rewatch that I would like to discuss with you all. So crack open your Prime energy drinks and let's dive into it. Also, spoilers for Kung Fu Panda if you haven't seen it. I mean, it came out like 20 years ago, so that's kind of on you. As you can probably tell by the title of this video, my main issue lies within the character of Mr. Ping, Po's adopted father. The fact that Po is adopted isn't even brought up until the second movie, so I guess first and foremost that makes him a liar. But we'll talk about that later. His actions throughout the rest of the film, however, put him at the top of the list of the most despicable adopted fathers in the history of cinema, on par with a character such as Daniel Plainview from There Will Be Blood. Let me explain. It's established early on that the only two things Mr. Ping cares about are noodles and money, and he views his relationship with his son as merely a means for him to gain more capital. This is first established when Po, an avid consumer and enthusiast of all things kung fu, attempts to tell his father about an exciting dream he had the night before. However, he feels pressured to lie and tells him that he was dreaming about noodles in order to mitigate his father's unrealistic expectations for his future at the restaurant. Mr. Ping jumps with excitement at Po's false narrative, telling him how proud he is that he finally had the noodle dream, as it suggests that he is almost ready to fulfill his destiny of taking over the family business. This discourages Po from following his dreams of adventure, as it implies that his identity lies within the noodle shop, further stripping him of any sense of individuality. This, coupled with the fact that Mr. Ping takes seemingly no interest in Po's hobbies outside of the noodle shop, suggests that he sees Po as less of a son and as more of an employee, an expendable subordinate whose sole purpose in life is to help him turn a profit. Does that sound familiar to you? Later on, when Master Oogway announces that he will finally be choosing the new Dragon Warrior, Po gets visibly excited as he tells the customers to abandon the restaurant and climb the stairs to the Jade Palace in order to witness this historic event. Mr. Ping notices this, and rather than join the village or support his son's interests on this once-in-a-lifetime occasion, what does he do instead? He sends his son up a mountain with a 200-pound noodle cart by himself so that he can sell soup to people who are waiting for the selection of the Dragon Warrior. Are you fucking kidding me? This is the selection of the Dragon Warrior, an event that China has been waiting for over 1,000 years. Do you understand what that means? Can your little duck brain even begin to comprehend the magnitude of this situation? Tai Lung is literally about to break out of prison and destroy your entire village, and your first thought is, how can I make a buck? Go to hell, Mr. Ping. And this isn't even taking into account the fact that your adopted son, who you treat like someone who's on a summer internship, is literally the only person who can stop Tai Lung from 360 no-scoping everything you hold dear, including your precious noodle shop. What would happen tomorrow if you woke up and you went into your work only to find that your entire village has been annihilated because you sent the Dragon Warrior to go sell fucking ramen? That would be pretty embarrassing, wouldn't it? And if all of this wasn't enough, near the end of the second act, when everyone starts to flee the village in order to escape the impending terrorist attack, Po goes back to the restaurant where he finds his father packing up their things in a noodle cart. What follows appears at first to be a random and unexpected show of affection from Mr. Ping as he runs up to Po and seems to give him a hug. However, when he pulls away, we see that he was merely reaching around Po's waist so that he could tie an apron on him, further establishing the idea that he does not see Po as his son, but merely a laborer. Even as they exit the village together, rather than ask his son about the intense training he's gone through over the last 3 months, he just lays out his plans for their next noodle shop once they find a place to settle down. Po, who is obviously disappointed by his father's inability to pull his head out of his ass, shares with him that sometimes he is unable to believe that he is actually Mr. Ping's son. Mr. Ping, rather than take this opportunity to tell Po the truth about his adoption, instead predictably reverts the conversation back to noodles and tells him that it is finally time to tell him something he should have told him a long time ago. The secret ingredient to his secret ingredient soup, which turns out to be nothing. There is no secret ingredient. What? So you're telling me that not only is Mr. Ping a corrupt capitalist, a liar, and a terrible father, but a scam artist as well? How the literal fuck do you sleep at night, Mr. Ping, knowing you're conning an entire village of people who are made to believe that there's something special about your soup, when in reality it's just broth and noodles? You don't deserve to own a business, and you sure as hell don't deserve Poe as a son. In conclusion, Mr. Ping represents the worst of what humanity has to offer. Unadulterated greed and a complete lack of appreciation for anything that does not directly relate to his ability to make a profit. At least Daniel Plainview was offering something that was of use to society. But all Mr. Ping has to offer is corruption and a bland noodle recipe, cementing his spot as one of the most detestable fathers in cinematic history.